Arturia just released the FX Collection 4, adding 4 new effects to the bundle, and by the end of this video you will know if you should buy it, or if you already have the FX Collection 3, if it's worth to pay for the upgrade. So let's go! I already made a video reviewing the FX Collection 3, so if you want to check all the features it offers, go watch it right now, links in the corner. Basically, it's a collection of now 30 different plugins, from mixing and mastering processors to a variety of creative effects. They are useful tools for many purposes, and the price for the bundle is $499. Currently $299 for intro price, and if you have other Arturia software or even hardware, you can get even a better discount. But of course the question is, what's new on FX Collection 4? Well, first of all, now every plugin is resizable by just clicking and dragging the corner, which might seem small, but it's so much better to do it this way rather than menu diving. But of course you'll want me to talk about the new plugins, so let's dive right in. The MS-20 is a bit popular because they gave it away for free in different occasions. It follows the logic of the other filters, a nice standalone filter taken from a classic synthesizer with great saturation and its own filter shape. In this case we have the dirty filter from the MS-20, which invites to distort and resonate. Not only that, it's a dual filter, high pass and low pass, which you can combine in a bandpass filter by using the master cutoff. As you saw, you also have options for the drive that has its own filtering, and you can change the order, if the distortion goes to the filter or if the filter goes to the distortion. And finally you have a nice stereo effect. As with the other filters, it has a nice modulation matrix. You can create different movements and let you modulate almost every parameter on the plugin. It sounds dirty in a good way, you can get crazy distortion, and you can use it on any source you want. So let's go to... This is another analog emulation, this time from the Lexicon 244 Reverb. And honestly, I like it a lot. You get a lot of parameters in this screen, different modes, optimization of the decay, you can offset the bass, add crossover, change the damping, the pre-delay, and the distance besides the decay. But what makes me love this plugin is the fact that Arturia is a company that's not afraid of modernized classic hardware units, so they added this advanced tab. So they are offering the analog experience, or a modern digital one, while keeping the reverb algorithms and the sound loyal to the original unit. Besides that, it's really intuitive to use and you have every parameter on the screen. And I personally love that you can have an emulation with modern controls, and while testing it, I kept this screen 99% of the time. It has basically the same controls, but it's so much more intuitive to use with a faster workflow. You can add a Docker with external sidechain input, change a little bit of the stereo width, the brightness, you can put a filter for the input, and you can also add some pitch shifting, the diffusion, and the modulation amount. And as I said, every parameter is also here on the screen in a really intuitive manner. The delay, the bass offset, damping, the crossover for the bass offset, and the decay. I like it a lot, so give it a try. The next one is the Dist Cold Fire, a dual distortion plugin that has 11 distortion types like tape, tube, transistor, transformer, germanium, outboard, rectifier, bit crush, bit inverter, wave folder, and wave shaper. each one with an output and rate weight controls. Not only that, they also have different subtypes of distortion. For example, the transformer can be nickel or iron, the wave shaper can be exponential, diode, stairs, climb, push, wiggle, and so on and so on. It also has a really unique type of beat distortion, which is the beat inverter. And as you can see, the visualizer is pretty nice. As I said, it's a dual distortion, but you can change the routing to be serial, stereo, mid-side, parallel, and band split. And also you can change the order from A to B or from B to A. Finally, you can change the color, and you have this input and output with auto gain, which is always amazing. As any plugin by Arturia, you had an advanced tab, and this time we have many things. We have pre and post filters for both distortions, and in the pre-filters you can even use comb filtering. We have a dynamic tab, which default is a multiband compressor on the OTT preset. You can see we have other presets, but you can also use a compressor and even a limiter. You can set it on post or on pre. The other tab is called feedback, which is a delay with a distortion circuit on, well, the delay signal. Finally, at the bottom, you have 4 different modulation options on 6 different slots. You have LFOs, a function, which is an MSEG, an envelope follower, and a sequencer that also has a random option. I personally find this distortion to be really advanced. I love a good distortion plugin with weird twists that lets you get experimental and explore on sound design. Finally, the 4th new plugin is the one that wasn't released before, and it's called the Rotary CLS222. As you can see, this one is a new analog emulation. It's based on the Dynacord rotary speaker, which on itself was made to be a simulation of the classic Leslie speakers. So we have an emulation of a simulation. The charm of these kinds of devices is the unique vintage coloration and the weird stereo tremolo effect they added. It has 2 saturation modes, bulb and OP amp. The rotary effect can be balanced for the bass or the treble. And the stereo image can be mono, a little bit stereo, full stereo, or super stereo. You can change the speed from slow to fast. And if you want a clean bass, you have this dry bass button. Of course, as an Arturia plugin, you have the advanced option. Now we have a high-pass filter. And we can change the global speed by hertz or sync it to our project. As you can see, you have a little visualizer which shows you like the place of the treble and the bass, and you can change how they behave. You also have this distance right here, which will make the sound a little bit more 3D by applying a change in volume correspondent to the stereo effect. Finally, you can change the movement to 3 types. Finally, if you only want the saturation, you can turn the rotary off. So, is it worth to upgrade? Well, actually depends on the offer you get, as different users will have different prices. If you don't have the collection, I recommend the collection as a whole, especially if you don't have many plugins. You want a mixture of analog emulations with modern creative effects. Of course, there are alternatives for many of the plugins in the collection, but they have also some unique stuff. Now, the invitation is that you test the plugin that you're interested in before buying blindly. I like how they take analog gear, make an emulation, and then make it more modern. All of this adds to the variety and it's fun to use. With all of that said, I invite you to use my affiliate link down below, because that will help the channel a lot. You can buy other plugins in the store, it doesn't have to be the collection. So let me know what you think about FX Collection 4, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!